What is up, Team Live Rich? Stoli in the house. We are here with Dylan, Star, Tyler Powers, and we're going to go over a very special training today. It's going to be inbound specific. We're going to go over some of the scripts that Tyler was able to go and literally manufacture with his two bare hands, and they're actually incredible. But the real purpose for this training is not to use the script as a skeleton. It's for you to really tap into your intuition on the call, really have that active listening skill, and be able to guide them down the straight line. Be able to hear their pains, hear where they really want to go, hear what they've done in the past, hear where they're at right now, what's really holding them back in terms of results, and then just really being able to build a rapport around that and see where they're at. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And just review kind of the script, review the structure here, and dive right into that. It's going to be a really good training. What I want you guys to do, what I want the team to do before we dive into this is write down three key things that you believe you need to improve on the call. And then after this training, I want you to go ahead and look at those three key things and see whether or not now you can dive in and improve on what the hell we're mentioning here, okay? So that being said, without any further ado, pause this right now. Okay, write down those three key things and see where you're going to be after the training. See where you're going to be after you immerse yourself. See where you're going to be after you listen to everything that we say. So pause this right now. Give you guys a second, and then we'll dive right into it. Awesome. So, okay, you guys are back. You guys wrote down your three key things. So what we're going to go ahead and do is kick this off. Dylan is here in an awesome polo. I love that. He's dressed for training. He's ready for success. We're going to dive right into this, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We're going to go into the whiteboard, and we'll go ahead and do that. But as I'm typing this up, Dylan, what do you really think is going to be the game changer for the closers here that they really need to dive into, really need to dial into the language so they can be as successful as possible on inbound?
I mean, in a nutshell, the only real main difference between inbounds and outbounds is literally just going to be the intro. So just utilizing the intro, setting the agenda, it's going to be the biggest difference. But closing in general, whether it's inbound or outbound, is going to be really going deep into goals and the gap. That's what I'm seeing, kind of making it to where people are hitting the money objection, right? So if you really focus, if you nail 1 and 2, are solid at building rapport, and you can really master goals and gap on top of it. The moral of the story is they all matter, right? Every step matters. So it's when it comes to inbound, honestly, the difference is just the intro. That's it.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
You're good.
Yep. We're definitely going to dive into that with everyone here at the team. So ladies and gentlemen, be prepared to hear some value bombs. Even Tyler Powers is here, guys. Very special guest. I love it. He made these scripts. It's going to be it's going to dissect that a little bit too. So we want to make sure this is straight to the point. You have all the resources. You have everything there in the toolbox, and I want you to be leveraging that. You have all the resources here for you to be successful, okay? So step 7 here, I'm writing this all out so we can go step by step. You have the visual. So, okay, step 7 we have here is going to be kind of budget and close, right, Dylan? We're going to change this up a little bit. And then step 8 would be toolbox, which would help you with the objections, and then the game plan going forward, right? Whether you need to get some funding, those that have watched the regular training that Dylan and I have done, the updated training is all in there. So let's go ahead and do this. We're also going in this video on the bottom of this screen. You're going to have all the different bit.ly links to the scripts, okay? So you know the flow, you know the syntax, you know the structure. All right, so let's dive into it, Dylan.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, and one thing I want you to really do that I want people to grasp the understanding of is go ahead and draw a box around 7 and 8.
Whoops.
You can draw it manually, it doesn't matter.
Where's the pencil at? Okay, there you go. Right here, 7 and 8.
Yep. Now, do you like a box like this around just like a half box, you know what I mean? To the right of 1 through 6. Yeah, there you go. And then next to that, yep, just like that. Perfect. And then now write the words close next to that big box. So what I really want everyone to understand watching this video is, first of all, the purpose of the 8 steps, why it's effective, what it's for, what it means, right? So, the 8 steps was crafted, right? You've heard us talk a lot about the croc brain and getting into emotions and being logical last, right? That's what the 8 steps was designed for. It's where the flow of the 8 steps, the 8-step flow, is where you avoid the fight or flight of the croc brain. You get into the emotion aspect, and then at the end, your prospect can back everything up with logic. It takes them through the flow perfectly. Okay, this is not a one all be all, like a script or anything like that, right? And sometimes in certain cases, right, maybe steps will come before the other one. That's okay because you're having a conversation. But what I want everyone to understand is 7, 8, the budget and close and toolbox and game plan isn't when the close happens. The close happens on step 1 through 6. If you do not have them closed on steps 1 through 6, right, when you get to 7 and 8, 7 and 8 are going to be irrelevant. So the problem that most people on the team are running into is you guys think that the close happens when you get to 7 and 8, right? You're getting to budget, you're getting to the close, and you're getting into a money objection. And people are saying stuff like, I can't afford it. Well, they can't afford it because you didn't close them on steps 1 to 6. Whereas if you would have closed them and built solid rapport, really have an understanding of their goals, really they know that you're on their side and you're there to help them, then they would have been closed on the point of they want to do whatever it takes and find options and explore, try PayPal credit, try all these things ahead of time. You already know this, right? So now when you get to budget and close, you're going to get completely less friction because you've already closed them. So I wanted to say that here right now in the video and establish 1 through 6 is where the close happens. Right? This is where you know that they are closed, that they are solid, that they are serious, that they really want to move forward, that they want to change their life, they want to have a business, right? If they're not, and you go to step 7 and 8, and you just go through the steps and hit the end, then yeah, of course, you're going to hit objections, you're going to get friction, and you're not going to walk away with the boom. So I wanted to go ahead and clarify that ahead of time when we have it. So what's next? You want to pull up the script, or how you want to do this?
Let's just dive into the intro.
Cool. Yeah. So guys, intro, same thing. I mean, the only difference is kind of when it comes to setting the agenda with the intro and everything like that and leveraging KD, right? Outbound is, when it comes to the intro, is an art. Like, it has to be crafted correctly so that you're not installing that fight or flight, right? But inbound is different. They scheduled it. So you guys already know in the script, we've talked about this a million times. You just say, hey, this is, Dylan and Kevin David's team, right? I'm calling because I noticed that you scheduled a call with us to discuss about helping with your Amazon business, right? I always throw that out there, right? So in inbound, right? You scheduled a call with us. Say that. I noticed that you scheduled a call with us to discuss how we can help you with Amazon. That's it. That's the intro, right? And then great. So agenda and leveraging KD. I mean, as long as you nail the intro correctly, like in some cases, you just be wary of when you're calling them out of the blue. Make sure you're sending them a text reminder and email ahead of time so that they remember, right? That they remember their appointment, but they're expecting the call. So as long as they're expecting the call, the intro is going to be, fine. It's not as pertinent and as much of an art as it is with outbound, because outbound, you really have to deliver it. But inbound,
Absolutely.
Right?
And what I want to comment here is Dylan's bringing up some good points that I don't want anyone to miss, and really write down that there's do's and there's don'ts, right? So the big part in the do that you're going to see in the script, and here's what I'm going to do really quick so everyone understands. We're going to step through the script a little by little, Dylan, because I really think that the intro is going to be equally as important as for outbound, but outbound really is a craft. But you got to have the tone. You got to have the energy. You got to make sure your tonality is there or people are going to hang up the phone, right? Because someone has already expressed an interest. Really understand, right, what Dylan's talking about. You booked a call with us. Is that correct? right? We want to verify there. I think Dylan missed that, but at the end, is that right? To discuss your Amazon business, is that right? And then go, yeah, I did. Awesome, man. And then just go into that. Yeah, you've got 30 minutes to go. Let's respect our time. So I want to go ahead and give a lot of credit to Tyler for making this awesome script. Again, this is for your eyes only. This is the property of Team Live Rich. I want to make sure that even in this video, right, this is all going to be to benefit you. But let's go ahead and kind of dissect this, right? So immediately off the bat, exactly what Dylan say, and I'm going to go ahead and do an example as well. Is like, hey, John, this is Stoli with Kevin David's team. And the reason for the call today is we noticed that you booked 30 minutes to discuss your Amazon FBA business and how we can help you. Is that right? Yeah, I did. Great. It's awesome to be connecting with you. It's awesome to be hearing from you. I want to respect our time we got here together. We got on 30 minutes just to get a better feel of where things are at for you. I'm looking over your application here, and we're just going to explore some areas that you mentioned. What I can do through that is really paint a clear picture as to if Kevin David's Amazon FBA course will really truly serve you best. If you can identify that it is, great. If we can't, no worries. I'll make sure you at least get value out of this call to go be successful with what you're doing right now. But more important than anything, John, I want to make sure we can find a path that's going to help you with Amazon FBA. I'll give you all the details on that. Make sure you know everything moving forward, and then decide if you'd like to dive into that. Does that sound good? Okay. And then when you go into the next part, again, this is just for recording purposes. Everyone's going to have their own little style. You can go ahead and kind of mold that to you. But again, it's the same essence. It's the same way. We're basically saying, hey, we're on the phone. We're here to find a solution. We're going to get down to the truth. We're going to discover what's really been holding you back from seeing these results. All right. And you go, yeah, it's exactly what I'm here for. And off the bat, you're going to hear prospects. Yeah, sure. You can address their energy right then and there. Okay, and this is how you get to filter them out really quick, 10, 15 minutes. Hey, how long have you been following Kevin David for? You start discovering, you start building rapport, you start got the pain. You have the authority here. Lean on Kevin. Dylan says this all the time. This is how I was successful too. Lean on Kevin. Super important. Okay, and this is also important as well, right? Cool. We always record these calls, so we don't miss anything important for you. So at the moment right now, where are things at that really motivated you to reach out for help at this point? Okay, so this is just for recording purposes. Again, the script is there to guide you, not to save you. Write this down, please. It's there to guide you, not to save you. You're going to save yourself by watching this over and over again. Listen to how Dylan talks. Listening to how I talk. You listen to the authority, the tone, the sincerity that's coming out. These are the things that are going to change the way you're going to close, not relying on the script. Right, Tyler?
Absolutely. I rarely even use a script.
Yeah, this is
all you need.
This is a key part here that I want everyone, whether you're new watching this, whether you're seasoned on the team, this is so crucial. Absolutely crucial. The script's going to be here to help you, not to save you. Okay? Want to make sure everyone's clear on that. All right? So that being said, that's the basic intro here. Don't have to say it word for word. You can go ahead and kind of write down your own kind of intro, but you have to make sure that, you're basically saying, I want to respect their time. We're just going to dive into everything you want on your application. We're going to go in and just really talk about, be upfront and honest, how we're going to find a solution here. Because I want to respect our time and see what we can do for you. If we can do that, great. I'll let you know that. If we can't, no worries. I'll redirect you, go ahead and do something else. I want to guide you down the right path, right? So that being said, move forward to what you need to say. Okay, really craft this with your own closing style. This is where that comes out. This is where you feel comfortable. This is where you're able to help students out and enroll them into the program. Okay, so I'll stop sharing this. I'll dive right back into the whiteboard. Okay. So yeah, let's go into, that's kind of the agenda. Leverage KD. So basically, what kind of motivated you? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. All right, sounds like you've been doing this for a while now. You're just trying to find some guidance and the right kind of support behind you to do this. Is that right? Cool. All right, so let me just ask you, man, why Kevin David? Why now? That would be the exact way you would route into this. And Dylan can give a little bit more insight on this as well.
That's it. That's perfect, right? As long as some point you're kind of leveraging and you're just filling them out, right? So like if they tell you from the very get-go that they've been kind of looking into Amazon, but they just came across they just came across Kevin David, right? They never heard of him before. They just saw an ad and maybe they're brand new to him, right? They're brand new to him and they're not a raving Kevin David fan, then cool. What else do we have to leverage, right? We can leverage Amazon. Okay, great. I understand. You're brand new to Kevin David. You're kind of looking into him. No worries. Great. So why Amazon, right? Why Amazon and why now? Why the interest in wanting to have a business going that route?
Yep.
And they're gonna, right? So you could still find things. That's why it's the 8-step flow, right? For this team, right? We put KD because that's our influencer. But the actual step is the agenda and leverage. You want to always find whatever you can to be able to leverage, right? So, take Stoli, for example, right? With his agency and stuff, he does a lot of things with Google SEO, right? He could totally send a tutorial video on why SEO and ranking on Google is awesome to clients ahead of time. And if they watch it, get on the phone with them. Okay, great. Hey man, so why Google? Why do you want to get ranked on it? And why now? Why is that important to you?
Yep.
And then make them fucking sell themselves to him on why SEO is the good fit compared to everybody else out there who's going to tell them why they need SEO. That's the difference. And that's why the 8-step flow is so powerful with this step number 2, guys. So just remember, if they're brand new to KD, find anything you can to be able to leverage and use, right, for them to tell you why they're interested, right? So boom, now we go into rapport and pain, right?
Yeah.
Rapport and pain is super easy. So again, when it comes to rapport, like don't think of rapport as like being their friend, okay? Do you want them to know that you're on their side? Yes. But we always say rapport is head nods. We already started rapport in the intro, just like Stoli said, right? If you want to throw in, I see that you scheduled this call for 30 minutes to see how we can help you with your business. Is that correct? And they say, yes, cool. You've already gotten a head nod, right? You're already off on a start of rapport, right? But so you may think that rapport and pain wouldn't go hand in hand, right? Most people's minds would be like, well, that doesn't make sense. You want to build rapport. You want to get them. No, it does go hand in hand because you have the authority, right? Just like you're kind of talking about when they're coming for help, right? Think of like the doctor frame, right? You go into the office of a doctor, right? And the doctor's automatically building rapport with you, but they're not there to like be your friend, right? They're there to problem solve and see what's going on. But because they have that authority, that's why they are able to keep going. So just remember especially on inbound, when the ball is in your court and somebody's coming to you, it is so important that when it comes to building rapport and going into pain, that you have confidence, right? That you are keeping your authority and you're not letting it go. Good. I see he's writing focus on authority. Yes, this is so key because at any point in time during the call, if you let your authority go, you are just giving up your entire frame and you're putting everything in their hands. So everything when it comes to sales, right? We talked about the book. Stoli's been reading, loves it. Pitch anything. Frame control is everything. It matters, and it matters a lot, especially when it comes to status.
Yeah.
So you want to just give up your frame. So on the rapport and pain, an example, right? We just leveraged Kevin David, we leveraged Amazon, and so I'm like, cool. Well, what's going on here? Like, obviously, what do you currently have going on? Why is having a business important for you, and how long have you really been thinking about getting an Amazon? And now you're just having a conversation. And you're just understanding them. Okay, cool. I get it. You're working a job now for the past 3 years and you're just tired of living paycheck to paycheck. How long has it been the past few years, or how long has that really been going on? Again, bringing up pain. Right? Oh man, it's been like this for the past 15 years of my life. Not only that, but my significant other's having to work 2 jobs just to help support me and the kids and the family on top of what we're doing. And we're still barely scraping by. I got it. So, obviously you're kind of wanting a business to be able to help you sustain that. I get that, but how did you even get interested in something like this, right? What made you wanted to go the route of having a job and then all of a sudden looking at online marketing? Is this the first time you've ever tried anything for another income stream, or is this the first time you ever looking into anything at all, right? Again, so getting them to open up and bring pain. How long have you been thinking about this? What's been really going on?
Yes.
And 9 times out of 10, what do they say when you ask that question, Stoli? They open up and they tell you, oh, I've tried MLM. I've tried, SMMA. I've tried all this other shit before and never got any results, right? Again, bringing up pain, getting an idea of what's really going.
Yes. And Dylan's covering some awesome points here. I want to make sure we're going at a good pace because the rest of this is equally as important. But this part, right, it is so crucial that you're building up authority and tone and rapport as your mouth opens up every time. that the understanding of you understand their situation is going to be there. Tyler put some really great qualifying questions here and really making sure that the student that you're talking to has went through the motions, right? Really see what the time frame is. You're gaining the time frame. Okay, all right, so you've been at this job. I know you mentioned you have a job right now. How long has that been like that? Got it. So I feel like you've been at this job for quite a while. Money's been tight at the moment, and you've been looking at different types of way to make money online, right? Yeah, exactly that. Exactly. I've been at this job for 5 years. Money's tight, and I've been looking around and doing my due diligence for a while. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. What's happening? What do Dylan and I always talk about? Head nods. Head nods. But what I just did there, I cold read. It sounds like I'm getting a better picture that sounds like to me. You mentioned this. I feel that you've been going through this for a while. You're kind of frustrated because you don't even know what the solution is right now, right? Yeah, I am kind of frustrated. That rapport right there, that's powerful rapport because you're not going through the motions of a survey. All right, so how long have you been thinking about this for? Cool, okay. Well, how long have you been following Kevin David for? All right. Did you watch the training? Okay. Like that right there, there's no connection. Because when you're cold reading and you come from a sincere place, yeah, okay. Yeah, I just feel like right now it's that moment of you coming onto the call and really figuring out if this is the right fit for you. Because I feel like if it's not, you're just going to go back to that job and not really be able to help out your family and do what you want to do, right? Yeah, exactly that, yeah. So that's a little bit more deeper, but that's an example, okay? This is where the art of closing, the art of keeping them on the straight line and really getting down to the solution. Inbound does that a lot better than outbound, right? Because they schedule the call with you. They're looking for a solution. They raise their hand. And take advantage of this, okay? So a lot of great questions here. I want to go over, yeah, so you've been doing this for quite a while now. You can just even say this, got it. So it sounds like you've been doing this for quite a while now. You're a computer engineer. I just want to get a timeline here. Have you had any previous job experience before that, or has this been your bread and butter? Good timeline right there, right? How long have they really been there for? How long have they really been struggling for? How long has this really been kind of an issue for them? Okay, so you get the time frame. Now you get to go down into the pain. All right, it's been a problem for 5 years. Okay. You have the gut checks here that are great. Again, use this as a guide. Use this as help. Not really that's going to save you. This one line, if you even can build up all the authority and tone, like Dylan just talked about, it's not going to save you. Okay? These are very awesome discovery questions here. Like this one a lot too. This one's a great one. What else have you invested in the past year or a couple months in terms of trying to get your business started online? Oh man, dude, I bought like 8 courses so far. I have not gotten any value. What's the follow-up question there? Got it. So it sounds like you've invested all this money, but you haven't been able to follow through. Why do you feel like you haven't been able to follow through? That's a red flag, because if they buy today, they're going to be in the exact same position.
But you get to ask them why, though, right? Okay, got it. Your procrastination or whatever it was in the timing. Okay, cool. So now you're looking at Amazon. Why is now going to be any different than the past 5 years?
Gut check. That's a big gut check right there.
And then you make them tell you. You don't have to tell, certainly make them tell you. And the other good thing about this that Sully's bringing up is why you want that timeline. If they invested in the 8 programs, let's say that each one of those programs were like 997 courses. That means in the past 5 years, they've wasted $8,000 trying to get something up and running. And now we get to address that. Like, okay, so let's say the prospect is Tyler, right? Okay. Whoa. So Tyler, so you, just so I'm understanding this correctly, right? You've been in this job now for the past 10 years, going paycheck to paycheck. You've been looking into actually getting a side business going on. You've tried 8 different courses. You basically, in the past 5 years, have had no results, and you've lost $8,000. Like, that's a problem. Wouldn't you agree that there's a problem there?
Yeah, yeah. There has to be a problem.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
just never wanted to admit it.
Yeah.
Exactly. It either goes
Absolutely.
that way, right? And it's also the way that Dylan kind of brought up from that book, Pitch Anything. It comes from a frame. It really comes from the frame that you're saying it from, right? That's the way you're able to have that breakthrough, a breakthrough on the call. And what Dylan's talking about, what I want to go ahead and really hit away on, what we're talking about here, and believe some of you are starting to get it now. We are closing right now.
Yep.
We're closing right now in the beginning of the call. So it sounds like to me you've been through all these courses but haven't seen any results. Why is that? Well, I haven't had the time to do that. Well, John, you see the problem in the equation, right? You see that you haven't had the time to even go through and follow through with that, but you keep investing. You have the behavior to keep investing and not following through on that. What's going to tell me right now on the call that you're going to go ahead and follow through with this? Because right now, I'm not even sure it's going to be a good fit. There's zero attachment to the sale when you say that. What that is conveying is that you seriously give a shit about him. You seriously give a shit about what he's talking about. Because if I know that they're not following through in other parts of their life, what makes them going to follow? What's going to make them follow through with this? Because he's going to run back to his wife. Oh, honey, I just bought this great Amazon course. Well, John, you bought another fucking 6 of them. And we're still behind on our mortgage. And we still haven't saved for college. But now it's up to you on the phone to have that breakthrough, to reflect and clarify on the guy, reflect on what the hell he's saying and clarify, like, well, John, don't you see the problem here in the equation? You bought in 8 courses and you haven't seen results. Why did it work for all the other students? The student that's making 6 figures now, the student that's making $30K a month. Why did it work for all of them and not you? You're absolutely allowed to ask these questions. Yep. Because I know there's someone right now watching this saying, crap, wow, this is powerful. But what's the C that we're talking about here? Courage.
Yep.
You got to have the courage to bring this up, or else they're not going to have the breakthrough and they're going to go back and you're not going to have the close and they're not going to change their life.
Yeah.
And this is where the closing starts happening, right? You have the cold reads. You're telling them what's going on, because right here, what I just wrote here, cold reading is super powerful. Hell yeah, it is. This can literally, if you get really good at this, within 5 questions of reflecting and clarifying what their problem is, you get to such a deep level that you know that's going to be a close. And you're, holy shit, this guy knows my situation. Wow, I actually, and then they start believing, holy crap, I can actually get help here. I can actually find the solution I've been looking for. 10, 15 minutes into the call. Because I know all of you right now, not all of you, the majority of you, stay at surface level. All right, guy, yeah, well, what do you think is holding me back? Oh, money? Okay, well, do you even have money to invest in this? That's not going to get a close, and that's not going to prove a breakthrough for them to go ahead and follow through with this. You got to have the courage to reflect on what they're saying and then clarify it. Well, you see the problem here. You've been through 8 courses and nothing has changed. So let me ask you, is it because that you have a time constraint, or is it because that you don't really have the commitment to follow through with this? Is it pain, or is it pain? Tyler's done a great job of putting a lot of this in the script. But you hearing it from us, you hearing it from me right now, you hearing it from Dylan, you pausing this, you writing this down, you listening to this training 8 times, you rapping this out twice a week in your head is what's going to make the difference. That's what's going to make the difference, okay? So rapport and pain, I'm going to go ahead and cross that off just really easily right there, right? I'm going to go ahead and just kind of review what we're talking about here. So you mentioned that, you know, you've been on your jobs for the last 5 years, and I feel that you've been looking for a solution. You've been going course to course, but you just haven't been able to follow through, right? Yeah, I haven't. Okay? That's why cold reading is so powerful. And this is how I start cold reading. You know, I feel that, sounds like to me, seems that, and then at the end, what you always want to do is have them claim it. Dylan, how powerful is having them claim it? Because you can say all the right things. If they don't claim it, is that right? Is this correct? If they don't agree, the breakthrough doesn't happen.
Yep. You can say all the right things, but if they don't own it and admit to it, then it's just one ear and out the other. It's not resonating with them. Because, I mean, like, you have all the authority, especially for an inbound call. Like, you have all the authority and power. I mean, you can even say stuff like, look, and I understand that, but, you know, I agree with you, right? That's an issue. Like, aren't you curious why Kevin David has an insane amount of an abundance of testimonials and success stories compared to most people? Do you know how that's possible? Like, well, no, how's it possible, right? Because, you know, we don't just let anyone into the program. It has to be the right fit, right? You and I can both agree that you can learn and follow the same system compared to somebody else. And of course, there's programs, you have people who are successful and you have people who aren't successful. But when it comes down to the roots of it, it's not the material, right? It's the student. It's the student. And the purpose of this call and my job is to really see, like, okay, is this going to be a good fit for you? And are you going to be a student that's going to be a success story? Because if I feel like that's not going to be the case, right? Hey, it's not going to be a fit. No worries. You know, we'll definitely, I'll lead you in the right direction. But if we don't address this problem right now, this concern of, you know, the past 5 years going through 8 programs, not even being able to follow through, you know, how is this one going to be any different? It's not going to matter what Kevin David teaches you. Right? So that's me kind of like bringing it there, talking about, like, aren't you curious, like, how we have all these success stories? Well, that's why, right? Because we only let certain people in. Right? So basically saying, giving it, but I'm also like dangling it and taking it away. They need to tell me why they're going to be a good fit. You guys see the difference? I'm not selling them. Is that selling them, Stoli?
That's finding a solution.
Finding a solution.
Finding a solution, ladies and gentlemen. When you lead like this, it's refreshing to them. It's refreshing to you. And you're just focusing on what's going to be best for them. And that's what everyone else wants. And when you're being when you're high performance like this, when you're closing at a high performance level, and you're really looking at the clarity and the solution, when you are delivering at this value level, at this type of clarity, there's nothing that's going to hold you back. The only thing that I'll only tell you that's going to hold you back is just having the courage to do it. And you're saying it with absolute sincerity. Okay? But yeah, that's good. That's going to wrap it up for step 3. Okay? Any questions on that? Make sure you clarify with your leader. Make sure you bring it up in sales training. We have more than so many experiences that we have. Dylan and I, Tyler too. He's kicking inbounds he can ask for inbounds for such a long time. I think Tyler has a really good tone in terms of, he actually like sounds so sincere over the phone that people are like, holy shit, like he's young and sincere, like what the hell? So Tyler has that skill. I noticed that in his closing style, and he's laughing because it's true. Because at the end of the day, he's just coming from a helping perspective. What can I do to help you out? You know, I want to help you out. You know, what can we do in terms of a game plan? What are you earning right now so we can make sure that you can get some money on the side to do this? And he comes off so not salesy that people love him for that. And people will call him and people will return his calls because they know that he's not attached to sale. That's Tyler's very, very good closing style there, and it works for him, and people love it. People love it, okay? So that's going to go ahead and wrap up the top 3 steps where I believe, honestly, that the close even happens in those 3 steps deeper than the rest of from 4 to 6, Dylan. I think Dylan can kind of clarify on that because rapport and pain is like when you're building the rapport and the pain and you're in the doctor frame, it seems that yes or no, I feel like this has been happening. Is that right? It sounds like you've been doing this for such a long time, right? And you're really going into that frame. Oh wow. It's going to be a roller coaster for them in terms of emotions, but they're really going to understand whether or not to be helpful. And if they don't want to play ball, here's another point I want to bring up. If they don't want to play ball, you freaking gut check them. You gut check them. Everyone's like, oh wait, no, every close that I've been getting, it's not this easy. Yeah, you just gut check them. And what do I mean by gut check? Let's go over gut checks before we go into 4, 5, 6, and the rest of this, because the rest of it's pretty straightforward.
There's gut checks in the script, actually. There's
Yes.
gut checks in the script.
So we have some awesome gut checks here.
Oh yeah.
Very bottom, I think there's actually the cheat sheet.
Yeah, here it is.
If anyone else in the marketplace of sells ever uses the term gut check, everyone know I deemed that shit.
Right. So we had some good budget gut checks in regards to making sure that they have the money for that. To believe investment options. Oh yeah. See, this is why Tyler's such a badass, right?
Yep.
So I love gut checks like this, right? So follow through gut, give up gut check, deeper gut check. I think this is my favorite gut check, but this happens a little bit later on. But what I would really believe is probably one of the best gut checks is this one. Because if they're like, oh, wait, I don't know why you're asking me these questions. Why is this important? Be like, well, here's why it's important. Because for me to help you out, for me to really understand your situation and lead you in the right direction, I need to know this about the student. Kevin needs to know this about the student because he's not letting just anyone in, right? So we can get you moving in the right direction. We want to make sure that we're doing this with accountability and not any other way. That's why our students, Kevin's students, and Ninja family were so successful because they have a high level of support. They know that they put in the work, they dedicate the time, the money, the effort to do what it is to be as successful as possible. Look at your job right now. That company that you've been working for 20 years, the person that started that, he did everything. The founder, they dedicated their time, their money, they risked their entire weekends. They risked so much to build to where it is today, and look where it's at. Okay? So would you say that you have the same characteristics, the same character, and you're going to show up with that so you can be one of the next successful students for Kevin? Yes or no? They say yes, or if they cut you off and they go out and they start talking about other crap. Hey, John. Hey, John, 1 second real quick, because I feel that we're not going to get as much value out of this right now. Are we going to go ahead and talk about a solution today or not? Have the courage to speak up. Got it, because to me it sounds like right now you're just dancing around the fact and you're just doubting that we're not going to help you out. Okay? And here's the way it's going to happen. If that's going to be it, you don't want to talk about what we need to do, then it's not going to be the right fit, and we're not going to at least go ahead and tell you that this is going to be the right solution for you, okay? And get off the phone. Have the courage to say all of this is here.
Mm-hmm.
You got to reflect and clarify cheat sheet. This is all here, okay? So in terms of training, you guys have all the stuff in your script here for inbound. It's here, okay? So let's go ahead and dive into the rest of this where we got, oh, Joe Rich is here. Awesome. Joey, say hi to the inbound training.
What's up, guys? Yeah, have courage, guys. Have courage, literally. Stoli's literally keeping it real with you guys.
There it is. So step 4, let's kind of dive into goals. I want Dylan to kind of cover this. I'm going to grab some water real quick. But what I want to go ahead and tell you, the value bomb for step 4 is really painting a picture as clear as possible. Painting the clearest picture of their paradise, their goals. What's that destination look like, right? When they get the initial wind in the sails, to push them to that harbor, to push them into the destination without landing and hitting any rocks, to sink the boat. What the hell does that destination look like? You might have never thought about this, okay? But this is why it's so powerful. So Dylan, go ahead and talk about some goal stuff. I'll be right back.
Yeah, this is perfect time. I'm actually posting right now on Slack my one-on-one with Happy on the team, where I actually went into goals and gap, so I can kind of adjust it here as well. So goals is more than just, obviously like what we have in the training, not literally every time just saying, okay, cool, what are your goals? What do you want to accomplish? And then that be it, right? You really want to get an understanding of what they need and why they need it. So in the case here, right, if this was an example of you're talking to a prospect, they really need their title of a paycheck to play paycheck, they hate their job, they want to replace their income. Okay, great. So you're really doing this to be able to replace your income, and what needs to happen, right? How much would that have to be? What per month do you have to make with this business to really be able to have a successful business that's supporting you? And then they will, let's say they're like, oh, it'd be so great if I had $3,000 a month. Okay, got it. It's 3,000. Okay, so let's look at this realistically, right? 3,000 a month. This is a business. You have taxes you have to pay, right? Typically, in something like taxes, right? Realistically, let's shoot for 5K. Like 5K actually would probably be a better goal for you, right? Because after taxes, then you'll be able to cover your expenses, right? But what else besides that? Is it really just to cover your bills? I mean, even if you did have this generating $5,000 a month, and afterwards it was covered, weren't paycheck to paycheck, and you left your job, right? Wouldn't you still just be in the same position? Wouldn't you just be having enough money to be able to get by and not do anything? Like what more than that is it that you would like as well? Oh, I really wish I could travel more and spend more time with my kids and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Got it. Yeah. So in reality, like, hey, let's be realistic about this. So in reality, basically what you're telling me is you don't want to just be able to supplement your income to lose your job, right? Because if you do that, then you're still just your business is paycheck to paycheck, right? Okay. So right now, with your goal, we need to be very clear. We need to be very intentional. So basically what you're telling me that is, even if you were generating $5,000 a month and after taxes, it still wouldn't be enough. So what really needs to happen, right? In your ideal, if you're gonna be doing this business to support you and support your family, and you want to be able to travel and be able to, get your kids through daycare and whatever it is, right? How much really is it going to take to be able to get in focus, right? Because some people that you're on the phone with may not even realize that their goals are just too small. They say they're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, but cool. But again, we're here to bring reality. We're here to bring reality. So if a prospect tells me their goal is $3,000 a month so they can leave their job, hey, does anything change for that prospect? Sure, they leave their job and they stay at home, but that still covers their bills. They don't have spending money. They can't travel. They can't do anything. The only difference is they're just not spending. They're not spending 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. They're just sitting at home. Cool. What's next? What's next? Right? I want them to tell me that. So whenever we talk about goals, right, you want to be very clear on their goals. You want to paint a picture for them. You want them to really dive deep and say, okay, great, cool. So $10,000 a month. Now we're being a little realistic. Okay. So you have enough to cover your bills. You're not living paycheck to paycheck anymore. And you have that extra $7,000 floating around. Like, what's going to change for you in your life? What's going to happen with you and your family if you had $10,000 a month coming in from Amazon? Right? And they're going to tell you. They're going to open up. They're going to open up. Oh, man, if I had $10,000 a month, oh, gosh, you have no idea. No, I don't. Tell me.
Yeah. And I like what Dylan's talking about it here. He goes very Ruby way with the way he's coming off right now. But I want to make sure everyone knows that this is super important, especially for those students that are coming onto the call that haven't even really thought about what their goals are. Because they go, yeah, 10K a month, man. That's it. I'm fixing it. I'm achieving it. Yeah, we don't doubt you achieving it. But honestly, 10K a month, why that number? Why is this important to you? Why that number? Why is this important to you? And what is the impact going to be like when you're able to accomplish that? Mm-hmm. You say that with authority, clarity, conviction, right? You're getting them fired up. 10K a month, why is it important to you? What's that impact going to be like when you're able to accomplish this? Not only for yourself, but for your family. What kind of impact is that going to have on your family? And they're going to go, man, if I'm able to do that, because what just happened there? They're actually starting to feel the emotion and really visualize what that's going to be like. Visualize not having the car loan. Visualize getting rid of their mortgage. Visualize comfortably going to Arizona for their retirement. Visualize going to Greece for vacation. Wherever it is. That's the promised land. That's the destination. But now, got to guide them there. Okay?
This actually brings up a good point. That's something I never thought about, Stoli. But how many times have you ever had a prospect tell you on the phone, right, when they give a goal, whether it's 5K or 10K or whatever, and they're like, well, of course, the sky's the limit, but I figured that'd be a good stepping stone just so I, just kind of have proof that it's working. Once I know that I'm able to get the results, I'll go to the next level, right? How many times have you ever had prospects tell you that?
All the time.
all the time, right? But now that I think about it, which I haven't been doing, but after today, I'm going to start doing. Now I know a good gut check for that I'm going to start utilizing. Because in reality, what they're saying is that they're not in this to build a successful business and to be serious about it. They're in this to test it out just to see what happens. So now I get to call on that. So in other words, what you're saying is you're really approaching this like you've approached everything else, right? You're not really approaching this because you want to build a successful business. You just want this to be another thing that you're just going to test out and just kind of see where you get results. And if you don't get results,
that's just commitment right there.
Exactly. So you're just going to test it out, see if you can get results. And if you don't, then it's going to be just like everything else. You're going to be like, oh, I knew it. I'm not going to get results. Look, how much longer, even with your goals, how much longer, how many more years are you willing to just keep approaching every opportunity and every business you look into with that type of mentality? You know, when are you going to actually start approaching it with the aspect of, you know what, this is what I need to happen. This is my goal. And instead of testing it, you're just going to do everything possible to make sure that you are successful. Don't you agree that that's the mindset that it's going to take for you to get to the results that you're trying to look for instead of the testing mindset? And I'd be like, yeah, shit, you know what? You're right.
So this is some really powerful stuff, guys, because it's bringing the clarity.
Yep.
It really is. And what I believe is going to be a major difference is because I know a lot of us here ask about goals. Yeah, 5K a month. Awesome. All right. Yeah. What's stopping you from getting that? You guys just completely accept what their goal is and just keep going. And then just keep going. And not reflecting on what the hell I just said. Why 5K? Why not 10? These are the questions I'm asking myself in my head, right? And if you really feel like, all right, yeah, why is that important to you? Well, it's to help me do this, this, and this. God, because I'm getting a better feel that that's just going to help you breathe a little bit financially, right? Yeah, it really is. It really is. Cool. And, you know, I'm really liking what you're sharing with me so far. But right now, you getting on the phone and being able to start a serious Amazon FBA business, not just for the freedom and the financial freedom, what's really the deeper purpose of changing things up for you? What's that really going to look like for you, John? See how I just said that. Stop this right now and go back and see how I just said that. What am I conveying? Caring, sincerity. You can open up. Like, this is between me and you. What's the deeper reason, man? Why do you really want to do this? And it's just so genuine. It's just the connection, the rapport right there. If you've done everything good up to that, they're going to open up. They're like, hey, well, you know, my father passed away 2 years ago. He had a successful business that, you know, a partner basically took it over. And ever since then, you know, my mom had knee surgery. She wasn't able to step up in the family. And I've just been at my 9-to-5 job trying to pay my parents' bills and was heading this shitty situation. They're going to tell you that right straight up, what their problem is. And when you've done that, you go, yeah, man, I completely get that. And it's completely fine to be telling them. I completely get it. I really think we can help you with this. And you would say that this is the deeper purpose of why you're here, right? You got to step up in your life to support your mom going forward. Right? And I'm like, yeah. Boom. Right? They basically went ahead and clarified on that. And they accepted that. And here comes the big point. When you gap properly, because you've gone so deep with them into their why, into their purpose, into their goals, this is so freaking powerful when you go, well, you know, it's really awesome because we've seen students do 10K a month. We've seen students do all this, achieve everything that you're saying. However, why do you feel like you haven't been able to accomplish these goals and fulfill your purpose that you just mentioned? Every single time, if you think that they do the breath on why is this important to you, on a proper gap, Dylan would say this, every freaking time I gap, they're gonna go, honestly, they're gonna leave it honestly or realistically or to be honest, and then they're gonna tell you why. I just haven't even had the time. I just don't even know what it is. Or they're gonna be like, you know what? It's exactly what we said earlier. I need guidance. I need the right person.
Or people, right? Community.
The community.
You can still cover when you're filling in that gap, guys. You're creating it. What's stopping them from getting there? Really getting an understanding, right? You know, I get it. You're alone, right? You're by yourself, and you just don't have other people who have goals and aspirations or are actually building a business. You know, do you feel like having a community of people who are actively doing this would be able to help you? People you can network with and really kind of lean on and have that support? Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, how powerful would it be? You know, your goal's only $5,000 a month. And what would it mean to you to be surrounded and networking with students who would be devastated if their business were to drop to $5,000 a month? Do you think networking with people like that is going to be able to really push you and drive you and get the support you need to get to that next level? And I'd be like, fuck. Like, yeah. Holy crap. I need that. Right? So, but let me clarify the difference here for me saying that is everyone here, most of the closers here, you guys are just leveraging the Facebook community as just another community. There's no excitement from that. Cool. In their minds, okay, great. There's another Facebook group, right? But when you deliver it that way I just said it, right? And now they realize, holy crap, there's going to be students in this group that are going to be there to help me along with Kevin David, who are actively building a business, who make my goal look like chump change. And I'm going to be able to get support and stuff and really talk up at how powerful it is to be able to utilize that group. Right now, it's not just another Facebook community. Now it's something that they're excited for. Now, that as a bonus, which they saw in the video, if they watched the webinar, when they saw the value, right? What does every person and influencer do whenever they have the stack in the webinar? Oh, you're getting this, you're getting this, you're getting a Facebook group, it's valued at blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Probably went through one ear and out the other. But when I say shit like that, now the value of that Facebook group just went through the damn roof. Community of people who are actively building their business, right? Other students who would be devastated if their goal of what you have, $5,000 a month, their business were to drop to that level. You think that would really help you get to the level that you're trying to? That and having somebody like Kevin David there to help support you, you know, greenlight your product so you don't make mistakes, wasting money on buying product that's not going to sell. See how I'm leveraging everything? I'm just leveraging, right? Leveraging KD again, re-leveraging the group. They're like, yeah, oh my gosh, that'd be so great. Okay, awesome. Now we can go into the next phase. Now we can get into budget, right? Because they're closing. It's closing them. They're already closed on instead of you just going through the ropes and the flow, getting to the end, and then just being like, oh shit, I don't have $2,000. I'm stuck. Compared to now, it's like, oh my gosh, right? This is actually possible. This is different. My whole life, you know, this Stoli guy, holy shit, he understands me. Like Stoli gets me. Like, oh my gosh, he's right. This past 5 years, I've been going from course to course. I've lost $8,000, right? Prospect tells you that. You're thinking in your mind, there's no way in hell they're going to buy because they've already spent $8,000. That's what's going through your mind. But now they're seeing Stoli's bringing up like, holy crap, you wasted $8,000 in 5 years of your life and you've got no results. Why is this going to be any different? Now they're like, oh man, I have to find a way to come up 2,000 because this is it. This is the end. This is when I never have to invest into another program again. This is the difference, guys, between somebody who's closing and somebody who's just going through steps and making it a numbers game. And it all happens within these steps right here. Before you get to budget, before you get to close, they are already closed on everything because you've done your job correctly.
Wow. Sometimes I just learn some shit. Sometimes I'm just taking this on like a sponge. Yeah. What I also want to go ahead and kind of review before we go into the next part with, I think we kind of covered goals and gap.
Yep.
You know, it's here in the script. It's, you know, you can kind of say your own way, right? Like I said, this is here to help you. It's here to kind of guide you. It's not here to save you. Okay. So with what we have here with why now, you know, if you haven't addressed it earlier in the call, you can say it again. Again, you know, why now? This is, I would have put here, Tyler. Well, I do have editing. I'll just put optional. Okay. So we'll do that. Now we can kind of dive into budget. which I feel like if you've done all that right, budget's going to be a joke. I mean, like a joke. There shouldn't be any resistance, right? Let's go ahead back into the whiteboard. We've come up into this point. Okay? Intro, agenda and leverage KD. We've done goals. Okay? We've written rapport and pain, which is my favorite part, really getting the cold reading, the doctor frame down. We've gotten to goals at this point. We know exactly where they want to go. We know why this is important to them. We know why they want to get to 10K. We know what their deeper purpose is behind the 10K. And now we know why they haven't really been able to see that, okay?
No. And we wrote close next to steps 1 through 6. And what goes next to steps 7 and 8 is very simple. If they're already done 1 through 6 and they're closed, step 7 and 8 is simply problem solving, right? It's not resistance, it's not a yes or no. It's how can we make this happen, where you're helping them and guiding them and supporting and giving them options to be able to move forward. So if you get to step 7 and 8, the only thing that should be happening on step 7 and 8 is just problem solving. Not a money objection, not there's no way this can happen, none of that stuff. Yes, I do. That is so, I wish people could just hear on the call, the pause, right? You just know when you're talking to a prospect, you ask a question and there's just an awkward silence for a good like 6-7 seconds. And I never let it break. I just sit there. And then they finally let out a sigh of air. There's
yeah.
Oh man. And then that's when I'm just like, that's when I mute and I'm like, oh yeah, this is a close.
Yep. And that's how you know it's going to be a proper thing. I'm just putting this nice and organized for everyone to have here, kind of the right steps, right? Right. Step 4. Oh, it's a straight line. Step 5, right? Gap. Now let's talk a little bit more about step 6, right? Which is re-leverage KD. So assuming that if we can get you away from pain, and make you achieve all these goals, do you think that KD is going to be able to help you out with that? Help you to achieve that? Right? So in terms of re-leveraging, you still want to go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and just double check what we have in the script. Or that, right?
Well, that's what that example I gave you too, when I talked about the Facebook group and the community and leveraging that. That was all under the re-leverage category.
Yeah. So we don't have it in the script right now. We can add a little bit of a section just specifically for Kevin David for sure. That won't be a problem. You're going to see something here. It's basically what we've always been doing, right? So assuming that we can help you out, do you think Katie's going to be the right person to do this for you? Do you think Katie's going to be the right person to get you 10K a month? Right? So understand you have the gap. Now you're leaning back on KD. Well, yeah, we understand that. Hey, man, it sounds like you haven't been able to achieve that. So to me right now, we've been kind of talking on the call for 30 minutes and really kind of uncovering where you want to go. Now, do you think Kevin Davis is going to be the perfect person to help you out with that? And just going from there. So we'll stop there. Go back into here. We'll talk a little bit more about budget. Okay. So proper budgeting. Let's do this, right? So re-leverage. If you've done everything proper in the call up to this point, they know basically 100% that Kevin David's able to help them out. Absolute certain that Kevin David's can help me out. After the rapport I built with you over the phone, after what I've saw with Kevin so far, I really think he's gonna help me out. Because the only thing that's left out of the equation now is what? Money to get there. The investment, right? And 100% they're going to be successful with guidance. We'll talk about that. There you go.
Yep. So 1 through 6 are already closed. Like I said, 7 and 8. Now it's just problem solving, right? So if they've seen the webinar, maybe they already know the course, or if they haven't, they don't know the price of the course. Doesn't matter, right? It's more than just the course, right? If this is Amazon, it's, okay, Garrett, got it. Look, so in terms of your business and Amazon, right? Obviously there's expenses when it comes to business, right? You're going to be testing products. You're going to be following Kevin's method for getting your products ranked, right? Which is great. But, in terms of being able to buy and sell products in bulk when the time comes for that, right? Do you have any type of budget set aside to be able to really fund and fuel your business? I'm going to tell you, right? And if they'll say they're like, no, I don't. I have like, $250 to my name. Right? Okay, got it. Hey, no worries. Look, I completely understand. Right? We have tons of students who've been in your exact same situation. Right? Students who've had less than that, who have had to find other means and resources to be able to go because, business to business. Like, look, I understand that. We're here to support you. Are you open to exploring any other options that we've seen students use in the past? Right? Let's sit and let's problem solve and see a way that they can happen. So instead of, I know that you're serious and that you really want to be able to get a successful business, and you've been struggling with this now for the past 5 years. So, let's kind of discuss and see what has to change and what ways we could be resourceful to be able to finally make the next 5 years of your life the best years you've ever had. Right? Just talking budget, right? Well, what have other students and stuff done? I can start talking about, before even getting into price, before getting to toolbox or anything, I can start talking about PayPal credit. Like, oh no, I can look, hey, we've had tons of students who had no money started whatsoever. Now look, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you, again, compliance guys, can't give you financial advice. We're allowed to leverage Fundwise, correct, Tyler? We're partnered with Fundwise.
Absolutely.
Are we allowed to say partnered with them?
Perfect way with Fundwise. I wouldn't say partner, but just like it's another option on the table. And then bring up the story of Gert, which is in the top testimonial sheet that I made. Gert, he borrowed $5,000, made $150,000 profit by borrowing $5,000.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. Awesome. Yeah. Leverage that. Yeah. Leverage the hell of that story. See, I didn't even know that. Yeah, no, absolutely. We have a student, actually, Gert, who had no money whatsoever. And we was able to, we found a solution for him where he had 0% interest, was able to get approved for $5,000. And now he earned $150,000 with his business. Right. And we have other students who have done a lot who didn't even know that stuff like PayPal credit will also give you 0% interest, and they'll help fund your business. And the best part about it is, when you're funding your business, you're basically leveraging debt to build your future, and you're also getting tax write-offs. Right? So your situation better than anyone. Are you open to trying and exploring different options? Right? Obviously, we'll help and support you along the way. But are you open to, kind of exploring those side of things? Okay, great. They say yes, right? You can go into like the price of the program, or you want to go ahead and see what they can get approved for an amount right then and there. You want to, see like, hey, cool, go check this out. In terms of like business expenses, cost of your stuff and course program. Hey, look, why don't we explore these? We'll get back on the phone. How awesome would it be closing somebody, not even talking about the price of the damn program because they have no money and they don't have any money, having them leverage PayPal credit and Fundwise ahead of time, scheduling a follow-up with them, knowing that they got approved for $5,000 and getting zero friction whenever you tell them $19.97. Okay, great, awesome. So the price of the program, awesome. We're going to save a lot of money instead of doing the payment plan, right? We're going to get you going right now. It's only $19.97, and the best part is you got approved for $5K, right? The rest of that money fund your business. So not only are you going to have the money to be able to get help and support from Kevin David, but you're going to be off to such a huge head start over most students who get started because you actually have a lot of play money to be able to start hitting the ground running and getting results faster. You think that they're excited? You think they're like, you gotta realize how they're like, holy shit, you're right? I have money for my business, I have money for expenses, and I can afford the course. Right? That's problem solving. That's closing. That's being on their side. You don't even need the toolbox at that point. You already have the game plan in place.
Yeah.
Price.
So Dylan's doing something really awesome here where he is already setting the stage for success while budget's happening. So there's absolutely no freaking uncertainty.
Yep.
Absolutely zero. There's no vacuum of air being filled up that's going to basically say like, oh, well, I don't know. There's nothing like that there, right? And what Dylan is doing right now, look at step 7 here that I just put on the whiteboard, absolutely solution-driven on what the investment is and how clear it's going to be for them to get help. Absolutely clear. Okay? And also what I want to put into there, right? talk about the original price, because the original price for this is actually $39.97, but right now it's $19.97. I don't even know when it's going to go up. But in terms of that, what are you in a position to invest today over the phone? Be clear with them at that point, right? Be like, yeah, we kind of talked about how we can help you out. And we can kind of go ahead and I'll tell you a little bit more about the program, what's included. And then from there, we'll kind of break down the investment, okay? Great. So let me know when you have a pen and paper ready. So Dylan has some different ways, right? I'm also giving supplementing you with use a couple of ways, right? Because after you got to the point where you re-leverage KD, you're like, got it. Okay, I feel like I'm confident we can help you out. I feel like we're on the same page, right? Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So here's what's going to happen next. Let me know when you have a pen and paper ready. I always do this. Let me know when you have a pen and paper ready, because I'm going to give you the price. I'm going to give you everything that's included and what next steps you're going to take to be absolutely successful with this. So let me know when you're ready. And you'll actually physically hear people get up, get out of their chair, go get a pen and paper and say, I'm ready. Now they're waiting. It's powerful stuff, okay? So when that happens, we're like, all right, so more about Amazon FBA. You can pull up the sales page. You don't want to oversell, but always do what Joe B does too, right? But the best part of the program is Kevin David is personally going to greenlight your first product. On top of having the community with Facebook, where all the other students who are basically minimal making six figures with Amazon business, everyone else is going to be there to help you out. Coaches and students. You think that's going to help you out? Yeah. You think that's going to be valuable for you? Yeah. Got it. So let's go ahead and do this. I want to make sure that you know the price for this originally is $39.97, but today it's discounted at only $19.97 just to go ahead and get you started up. So are you in a position right now to do this over the phone? Yeah, I am. Great. Awesome. Visa or MasterCard? Visa. Okay, great. Take down the information. Got your email here. You did all this. But sign them up. Walk them through. Congratulate them, and that's it. Done. When you congratulate them. All right, John. So here are your next steps. This goes to toolbox and game plan. I'm talking about a non-fiction close right here. If you don't know everything up to this point, it's a non-fiction close for 2K up front.
Mm-hmm. Or give them options. I always give them the payment options too. So
yeah.
Like, hey, we get you $19.97, or we have an awesome payment plan of $5.99. Is it 5? Is it 4 payments or 5 payments now?
5 payments of $5.99. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it always changes. So yeah, so great. Or five payments over the next 5 months of only $5.99. Would you rather do the full pay option of $19.97 or the payment plan option? Which one works best for you?
Yeah, Dylan's actually right on that. That's actually definitely the way to go. Because you give both.
Yes, now it's not yes or no. Do you want to do $19.97? It's this one or this one. Boom or boom. Because either way, I'm getting a boom.
Boom. Either way, you're getting a freaking boom, baby. I love that. Yeah. So what I want to address here, you listen to this over and over again. You go into the script. You see some lines that work best for you. You go into the toolbox. You guys should be getting so many booms now. Now, what I do want to talk about a little bit is, before we go ahead and close this out, is this is one piece what we're talking about here in training. This is on the call what's happening. Because off the call, like we spoke about in one of the other trainings last week, follow-up, absolutely freaking key.
Yep.
Absolutely key to making sure you guys get the booms and the sales that you guys want.
11 follow-ups from Jacob for one boom. Think about that. How many people are willing to follow up that many times?
Right. And in terms of follow-up, right? And let's go back to the script too. Carlton, been on the team for quite a while. He goes, when I got better at closing? Stopped looking at the script. Started listening more.
Yep.
I know what the script looks like. I know what some of the lines are on there, but I have that tattooed in the back of my brain because I've reviewed the script so many times. I read it out loud. I've gone through the training. I installed that into my brain, and now I know the exact tonality to say this stuff back.
Yeah. That's why when
Because
some
you can tell.
like having it out in front of them, the 8 steps and everything, it's like,
And you guys have the cheat sheet too. We give you guys the damn cheat sheet as well.
yeah, that's cool, but don't rely on the cheat sheet.
Yeah, don't rely on it for sure, because if that visual stimulation is going to be cutting out your auditory stimulation for what's going to happen for active listening, then it's not going to help you. Okay? So really understand yourself with this. Really understand how you're going to benefit from it and what you can take away from this. Because if you're not having breakthroughs with this, you got to reset. Focus on yourself first in the beginning of the day. Go back to foundational stuff. Write down your stuff. Write down your goals. Write down your mindset. Write down your intention for the day. Work out and then go into this. Because if you're waking up, you brush your teeth, showering, scrolling on Instagram, having a coffee, then doing this, you're not going to be a performer. And Tyler's shaking his head because he knows it. You're not going to perform at the level that you want to. You're not going to achieve your goals. The way you achieve your goals is you go through this after you've moved the dial forward in your life and in yourself. You move the dial forward physically by working out, doing yoga, going for a run, riding your bike, whatever that physical activity is, to clear your mind. You've gone through your journey. You've gone through your gratitude. You've gone through your goals. You've gone through all that 10% in the beginning of your day. And then rewatch this. And then you're going to be like, holy crap, you're going to see more breakthroughs. You're going to see more things that we're talking about. You're going to absorb this like a sponge because you Kaizened this for 60 minutes to an hour. You watched it. You dialed it in. You wrote down notes. And in an hour, you take calls. What a freaking way to start the day. That's how you're going to dominate this. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you're going to do this. Because we've successfully gone over this over and over and over again. You might know the technique. You might know the finesse. At the end of the day, if you know all this and you've gone through all this and you're still not having a breakthrough, it's something inside you that's deeper. That comes down to behavior.
Yep.
You got to self-reflect, self-correct. Now you get the self-awareness to know what you got to do going forward. But for this training specifically, what we've gone through, just to recap here, right? We've gone through the bulletproof intro for inbound specifically. We've gone through the agenda stepping, leveraging Kevin David, right? Rapport and pain, talking about the doctor's office. I wrote down all these awesome value bombs here. The goals, clear vision, why the vision is important, why they haven't seen results by gapping that. Re-leveraging KD, which we're going to add some stuff to the script. Yet it's not super critical. Okay? Budget and close, super easy. We have everything in the script as well. So you guys have a proper frame with that. If you guys need to dial on the language, that's all there. The script's to dial on the language to help you out and guide you, not save you. I think I've said it like 8 times in this recording, but it's super critical. You know that. And the toolbox and game plan. And under this specific training, you're also going to find all the accountability game plans, all the toolbox stuff. We had separate trainings on that. This is the core training, but if you need the supplemental trainings to go through that, you need it. Okay? We've gone through the 8 steps. The close happens in steps 1 to 6. It all happens here. It all happens here. Okay? So I really believe that this is going to be a breakthrough training for a lot of you. Listen to this multiple times. Listen to this at least once a week. Listen to what we're talking about. Listen and dial in on what we're talking about here. Go ahead and make sure that you know exactly what the script is like, what the investment options are for Amazon FBA, what the gut checks look like when prospects don't want to go ahead and just listen to anything that you're saying, right? Okay? So it's all here. Tyler's done a fucking great job. It's all here, ladies and gentlemen. So this one
Great job.
has been another great training. I believe that's going to help a lot of you out to really understand what's happening on inbound calls, what the psychology is, what the mindset is going into it, what the syntax is like, the flow. Want to make sure you guys are really actively listening to the problems that they have and just giving them a solution. Even if you know it's not going to be a close in the first 10 minutes, give them a solution. Really go ahead and explore them. Give them the right thing, because if the end of the day, as long as you're giving them value, you're giving them value. That's going to help you just, just sharpen the axe. Sharpen that closing style. Okay? Because objections and toolbox, got a separate training for that. Okay? That's all I have for today for inbound training. Dylan kicked ass. Tyler, I'm glad you're here too, man. He did a great job with the scripts. Any other last closing remarks before we go ahead and end the training?
Yep, watch this over and
Use
over.
that top testimonial sheet that I made. There's videos in it too. If you click the title of the name of the course, there's a loom that breaks down how to use it in each specific situation and even role play examples for each course. So I highly encourage you to do that. If you can at least learn those three, there's 3 courses, 3 testimonials per course.
Nice.
Amazon's the most important. Gert's going to be the biggest one. If you can learn Gert's story, you're good. You'll make thousands of dollars. If you can passionately tell that he literally got $5,000 from a family member who loaned it to him, and he made $150K profit without any of his own money.
The tools are here. The resources are here. Tyler's a badass. Dylan's a badass. You're a badass.
Stoley's a badass.
Over again. Just listen to this over and over again. Wrap this out in your mind. Make sure you prioritize your health. Make sure you prioritize your goals before doing any of this and kaizening on this, okay? Because when you come into this with a clear mind, you let go of the aggression at the gym. You let go of all that energy in the beginning of the day. You come into this with a fresh mindset. Ready to go. That's all we have for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Live Rich, go kick ass on inbound. Go kick ass in your life. We'll talk to you soon. See you guys later. Peace out.